Hello and thank you for tuning in to VNA News Daily Bulletin. I'm Bảo Trung from Hanoi, and coming up next we have your top stories. List of newly elected members of 12 Party Central Committee is announced. Frozen weather causes huge losses to northern provinces. Newspaper Street welcomes Lunar New Year Festival. The list of newly elected members of the 12 Party Central Committee was announced on January 26 afternoon at a plenary session of the 12th National Party Congress. On the morning of January 26, delegates to the 12th National Party Congress cast their ballots to elect members to the 12th Party Central Committee in Hanoi. The working session was chaired by Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng, who is also president of the Presidium. On the afternoon of the same day, the Congress approved the voting results accordingly. The new Party Central Committee has 200 members, with 180 official members and 20 alternate ones. Nguyễn Phú Trọng, Party General Secretary in the 11th tenure, is among the 180 official members. The afternoon working session took place under the chair of Politburo member and National Assembly Chairman Nguyễn Sinh Hùng. Politburo member and Secretary of the Party Central Committee Đinh Thế Huỳnh, who is also head of the Party Central Committee's Commission for Information and Education, presented a report on acquiring delegates' feedback on the 12th National Party Congress draft documents. Delegates voted on several issues mentioned in the documents. The Congress will be off on January 27th as the 12th Party Central Committee is scheduled to convene its first meeting to elect the Political Bureau, the Party General Secretary, the Secretariat, the Party Central Committee's Commission for Inspection, and the head of the Commission. Though far away from home, Vietnamese expatriates around the world are also looking forward to the 12th National Party Congress with great hope that it will push the nation into a strong and prosperous era. Mr. Ngô Kim Hùng, General Secretary of the Vietnamese People Association in France, stated that the Vietnamese community is paying due attention to the developments of the Party Congress. The Party Congress maps out direction for the next 5 years, as well as evaluates the achievements made in the last 5 years. The community hopes that the Congress will draw up guidelines and policies that will boost Vietnam's socio-economic development and global integration and aid the Vietnamese community around the world. Some expatriates voiced their hope that following the Congress, Vietnam will introduce policies to help them contribute more to the development of the nation.
As a student living and studying in France, even though I'm far away from home, I still look towards Vietnam and follow the latest developments, as well as the progress of the Party Congress.
The Vietnamese community residing in the neighboring country of Laos is expressing their hope that the success of the Congress will propel Vietnam into a blooming period, creating opportunities for overseas Vietnamese to work and contribute to the nation's growth. I hope that the Congress will create support policies for the provinces bordering Laos, such as my hometown of Điện Biên, as well as other policies to help improve our Lao language skills. I want the 12th Congress resolution to help the Vietnamese communities around the world, particularly businesses investing overseas, as well as helping draw investments back at home to help develop our country. The severe cold weather in recent days has caused huge losses to northern mountainous provinces. Our reporters will bring more details. According to the Steering Committee for Natural Disaster Prevention and Search and Rescue of Lao Cai Province, losses from the snowfall on January 24th amount to over 5 billion Vietnam dong, or $225,000. Sapa district was the hardest hit, with all of its communes and towns blanketed by snow, causing an estimated economic loss of around 2.3 billion Vietnam dong, some $103,500 US. As many as 47 cattle froze to death, including 40 in Sapa and the remaining from Batsat and Mueang Khương districts. Furthermore, some 205 hectares of provincial crops were also affected. In Lạng Sơn province, a total of 169 cattle have been killed, while around 4,000 hectares of crops have been damaged. Meanwhile, Cao Bằng province reported 185 dead cattle, mainly in Hạ Lang, Trà Lĩnh, Nguyên Bình, and Thạch An districts. The frozen weather has killed at least 12 cattle in Điện Biên province and 248 others in Yên Bái province. Most of the crop areas in Yên Bái province have been destroyed by the snow and frost. Authorities in these localities have focused measures to ensure the health of locals, while directing farmers to protect cattle and farming land from the severe cold. Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng has requested affected localities to follow closely the developments of weather conditions, then instruct local farmers to undertake measures on protecting their cattle and farming land from the severe cold wave. The strong cold spell, accompanied by heavy snowfall, enveloped northern and north-central localities since last weekend. Some localities had the lowest temperature seen in the past 40 years. So far, at least 800 cattle died due to the extreme weather. The State Bank of Vietnam has requested credit institutions to obey its legal regulations on deposit interest rates to ensure safety of institutions and stabilize the local monetary market.
The move came after institutions offered promotional programs and bonuses to attract depositors, taking their real interest rates higher than the rate cap of 5.5% per year for short-term loan deposits regulated by the central bank. Currently, the central bank sets the rate cap only on short-term deposits of less than 6 months. Under a recent circular, the State Bank of Vietnam said that credit institutions are not allowed to use technical measures as a loophole to indirectly exceed the central bank's rate cap. The central bank prohibits any unhealthy competition in the capital attraction of credit institutions. According to the circular, credit institutions must issue written instructions before January 25th to instruct their subsidiaries and branches obeying the regulation. Banking supervision and inspection agencies will enhance their watch on the obeying of the rules. Fines will be imposed in case of violations. Over the past few weeks, many credit institutions have offered numerous promotions and bonuses of interest rates or gifts to depositors to meet their rising capital demands towards the end of the lunar year. The programs have increased the operating costs of institutions, causing negative impacts on the interest rate levels in the domestic market.
Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng has ordered all ministries, agencies and localities to hasten preparations for the Lunar New Year festival, which will come in the next fortnight.
The Ministry of Industry and Trade and the Ministry of Finance were asked to ensure the supply of goods and price stability, particularly in rural, mountainous and insular areas. They were requested to strengthen the fight against smuggling, trade fraud, counterfeit and low-quality goods, explosives, firecrackers and weapons. The Ministry of Public Security was told to crack down on crime and prevent any terrorist schemes to safeguard national security, social order and safety during Tet. Stringent punishments may also be imposed on traffic violations, as well as firecracker production, trafficking and transport. The Prime Minister tasked the Ministry of Transport with satisfying travel and goods delivery demand, which will surge before and after the holiday, and tackling traffic congestion on key roads and in big cities. The Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development were ordered to control food hygiene and safety at food processing and selling facilities and markets, and to seriously punish violators. Additionally, provinces and centrally run cities nationwide were asked to ensure a happy holiday for all residents by visiting and sending Tet gifts to low-income families, people who rendered service to the nation, the disadvantaged, and other social policy beneficiaries.
The Electricity of Vietnam Group said it has completed investment preparations for a series of rural power supply projects to commence in the 2015 to 2020 period.
Accordingly, over 262,500 rural households in 22 cities and provinces nationwide will benefit from the projects which have been approved. The group said 21 of the 22 projects will supply electricity from the national grid to local communities. The other will source electricity from the combined production network of wind, solar energy, and diesel-fueled systems. Over 7,200 kilometers of medium voltage lines, over 13,600 kilometers of low voltage one, and more than 8,500 transformer stations will be built during the period. The projects are expected to contribute to promoting poverty reduction and socio-economic development in target localities.
Hanoi has reaped great successes in socio-economic development during the country's reform process launched 30 years ago, becoming one of the leading cities of the nation. More details coming up next. Hanoi's gross regional domestic product rose 9.24% to hit $27.6 billion in 2015, the highest rate in the last 4 years, while its average per capita income reached $3,600, up 1.8 times from the figure in 2010. In recent years, the municipal authorities launched numerous movements to remove negative practices and habits in the community to realize the goal of becoming a prosperous, smart and civilized city. Chairman of the Hanoi People's Committee Nguyễn Đức Trung noted that 2016 is the third year the city has put urban order and civilization high on its working agenda. The city has paid special attention to urban development and management, mobilizing all resources to invest in building modern technical and social infrastructure, thus helping ease traffic jams. Hanoi leads the country in terms of the Human Development Index and in the scale and quality of education and training. The city has always maintained security and political stability, as well as social order, ensuring a safe environment for its residents and visitors. Accordingly, Hanoi will develop and modernize synchronous infrastructure systems in both urban and rural areas, improve the investment climate, and enhance the quality of human resources. A newspaper street welcoming the Lunar New Year festival has been opened in Ho Chi Minh City. We went along to take a look.
Running from January 25th to 31st, the program gathered a total of 150 newspapers and magazines of Ho Chi Minh City and centrally run agencies. A series of exhibitions featuring spring newspapers in 2016 and the previous years, press photographs, and e-newspaper interfaces will be held as part of the program. Other activities such as portrait drawing, calligraphy, and exchanges between readers and cuisine experts will also take place during the course of the event. Located on Nguyễn Văn Bình Road in the city downtown, the Spring Newspaper Street is expected to bring reading culture closer to local residents and attract more visitors.
And that has wrapped up our news bulletin. Thanks for your attention. For more information, please log on to our website at www.vietnamplus.vn. We'll see you soon.